we will make a setup that will behave this way. I can move the gizmo using control object, and I can move a mesh. Position, rotation, and scale are transforms in computer graphics. Transforms are controlled by transform controllers, which you can reach in Curve Editor. By default, here they are. It's a position XYZ, rotation XYZ, and scale. I will use these controllers and will not cover other for my tutorial. With these controllers, what you must know is that these transforms are in parent space. You can see these transforms in this field and current transforms here, but switch the space to parent. Right now I see the position because I use move tool. All object in computer graphics has its parent. If object is not linked to something, then world is its parent. That is why when I change my space position, didn't change teapot, parent is world. But if I link the teapot to the helper, you see the teapot position relatively to its new parent. Some example. I have a table and a teapot. I will link teapot to the table, so table is a parent. Let's imagine now that I want to set current teapot transforms as 0 position, rotation, and scale, and to use this position as initial. The teapot may go to travel, but if I will reset its transforms to 0, it must come back here. Now teapot transforms is not 0 relatively to parent table, so I must create another parent for teapot with the same transforms as teapot. Create a helper, align it by teapot with all transforms, and link teapot to the helper, and then link this helper to the table. Now the teapot has 0 transforms and will always come back here after resetting transforms. This technique is called zero out and is really ancient and commonly used. I know about it from 3D Studio Max 4 official help. I didn't even had internet those time. Let's make an object. I choose a teapot, then apply UV Map Modifier to it, apply material with the texture to the object, and uncheck texture tiling. So here is my gizmo, which I will try to link to another object. If you still see the texture tiled in viewport, it's the bug in 3D Studio Max 2021. Now I will create control object for my gizmo. As my gizmo is a plane, I'll create a rectangular shape about the same size as the gizmo, and I will reach the transform controller of my rectangular shape and will copy its transform controller to the gizmo transform controller. It must be instance copy. Now my shape and the gizmo has the same transform controller. Okay, where is my gizmo and with its texture? The parent for the shape is world and its coordinates are the shift from world 0. This shift translates to the shift of a gizmo relatively to its parent, which is a teapot. I can already control the gizmo. Starting from 3D Studio Max 2021, Autodesk changed controllers names, so you need to copy transform controller to the Gizmo controller. You may think that this Gizmo controller is a new type, but it's just different name. Now let's return our transforms of control object to 0 using zero out technique, and you see that the gizmo is placed to its initial 0 position. I can place my new parent helper here to the center of the object. If I move my shape, the gizmo will move, but we have done this more for speed and convenience to easily animate the gizmo, not to reach for it each time we want to change animation. But the gizmo still is linked to the teapot and cannot be relinked. Now we will simulate unlinking of the gizmo from object. That is an easy task. We need additional control object. I will create a wireframe teapot for this. Now I will apply linked X-form modifier to my teapot, and I'll pick my new control object. Linked X-form modifier simply attaches all the geometry to helper, so if I move control object, the mesh will move, but not the object, because its pivot point is not affected. Now move linked X-form modifier below UV map modifier, and we can move the mesh, and the UV gizmo stays still. Now let's create a new helper. It will be a general helper for this setup. Align the helper to the teapot, invert selection, press page up several times. Page up is a shortcut for selecting parents, so that we move up by our hierarchy and link all the selected objects to the new helper. Now we can move all the setup. Now we can move teapot control object, move UV projection control object, scale it, rotate, animate. Some useful default shortcuts for selecting hierarchy is page up is select parent, page down select children, double click object will select the object and all of its children. Also you can use Ctrl or Shift page down for this. Ctrl page down was used in 3D Studio Max up to 2018, and then they changed it for Shift page down for no reason. In 3D Studio Max, I think modifiers should have a link controller for the gizmos that may have link to object by default, but with the ability to have link to the world or other object. Thank you for your attention. That's all for today. Goodbye.